time for Measure Twice.
Welcome to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We are brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops with the showroom now open in Granger, next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. And you could probably tell by the shake in my voice that there's somebody else here. We're not alone. We're not alone.
There's a thrill up your leg.
There is. It's more like the tinfoil flew off my head, and I feel like we've had a visitor. No probing. We're here with, you make of that joke what you want. But we're here with Bill Furstenberger, Executive Director of Ruthmere Arts and History Campus, which is
That's true.
New.
That's a new moniker. We are very excited about it. Yes,
it's
absolutely.
sweet.
Well, we have a little bit of a identity crisis going on, and just that we are several buildings. We're spread out over 2 blocks in Elkhart on the north side of the river, downtown Elkhart, and getting people to understand who we are and everything that we have and what we do has been a challenge over the years, and we've been running tours of Ruthmere Mansion since 1973. So that's the name everybody knows. Mm-hmm. It's a great name. First of all, it's an unusual name, makes a great URL address.
Yeah,
because
right.
nobody else in the world has it. and so we're keeping that. We're not going to change the URL. But it helps better define who we are and what we do rather than the places that we represent.
Right. So let's just get it out there so people are familiar who might not be familiar with it, because I know you've been around for a long, long time, but even then you don't saturate 100% of the market. There are people that are like, what's that?
Oh, yeah. Every day.
Yeah, right. And that's great, right?
Every day. I've never been there. I've heard about you. And so, sure, who are we and what facilities do we have? So I mentioned Ruthmere Mansion, 302 East Beardsley Avenue. Historic 1910 Beaux-Arts style mansion, and that was the home of Albert and Elizabeth Beardsley. The Beardsleys were very closely tied to the Miles family in Elkhart, and so Miles Pharmaceuticals, that a lot of people know, one-a-day vitamins, Alka-Seltzer, that's the money that built Ruthmere Mansion, and it was a showcase home. Not just for that family, but really for the community, kind of a point of high architecture in the Midwest. And so then 11 years ago, we opened a second house museum 1 block away to the west that is the Havilah Beardsley House, and that's the home of Elkhart's founding family, Dr. Havilah and Rachel Beardsley. That's an 1848 sort of a modified Italianate-style house, and so therein began the road to the Arts and History Campus. But we weren't calling ourselves that yet,
right?
And now we're just opening this month in April 26th, and actually grand opening ceremonies of the first weekend in May. Our new Beardsley Discovery Center building, which is the place where all of the Ruthmere campus tours begin, and also houses some other interesting creative programming that we're doing.
Okay, so is it true you're going to have T-shirts that say "A House Built on Heartburn"?
Wow.
No?
I hadn't thought of that.
They are now.
They are now.
They are now.
I didn't know if that was catchy enough.
I look for all kinds of hooks, wherever I can find them. That's a pretty good one.
So
it's literally the drug house.
Oh, boy.
Well, Elkhart might frown on that.
I was gonna say usually, media press is a positive thing. The board is now questioning my decision.
My dad was hooked on antacids. Yeah. He was all strung out on them. Oh, okay. So the Arts Center has always been there, or was it revamped? Or
Well, like I said, Arts and History Campus is meant to encapsulate sort of what we do rather than the buildings that we represent, because we do a lot more than just historic tours. We also host concerts, musical concerts of all stripes, but best known for classical concerts, mostly piano, but sometimes we just started a new solo strings competition this year, and recently had the concert for our competition winner. And so, there's that. We do just a variety of different cultural programs, and what can I say? Over 80 special programs a year besides our daily tours.
So if you were going to visit and take a tour,
yes,
where do you park?
You park at the new Beardsley Discovery Center, 819 North Main Street.
Okay, that's kind of where I called it the Art Center, Discovery Center.
Discovery Center, yes. And we're also launching a new program initiative at the Discovery Center that is called Family Tree Explorer. So people who want to discover their family roots and they've never done anything like this before, we've subscribed to a whole range of different databases that they can access free of charge at the Discovery Center, and we have some workstations there. We're not going to do the research for you, but we'll coach you along, especially if you're a novice and you've never done it before. But we're partnering with the Elkhart Genealogical Society, and it's just a great new program. It's a way for people to think about, how their family has its own branches. Like, we know an awful lot about the Beardsley family, right? That's what we interpret every day. So we're using the Beardsley family symbolically in this way to say, look, this is the story that we tell, but everybody in this community has a story to tell, and we'll help you find your story.
Is it only local information?
No. Worldwide.
Worldwide.
Yes. Yeah. 100% digital. We're not collecting a new paper archive of everybody's family tree. This is kind of entry level genealogy, and we hope just tons and tons of people take advantage of it, because it's kind of fun to do once you get started on it.
I mean, I've read about other places doing that. In Kentucky, they did that, and only one person showed up.
Oh, well, we have much more interesting people here.
Only Joel got that joke.
Theirs is a tree with just a...
It's a stick. It's a family stick.
No branches is what you're saying.
Family stick. Family branch. That's it. It's only there. No, I'm just kidding. That's really neat, though. So you do that on site. It's like a room or
we have, like I said, a few workstations that people can just pull up, share up to. Right now, it's first come, first serve. As the word gets out, we're going to have to start booking times and things like that with it. But hey, we're excited to launch this new program. And
do you get a prize if you can track yourself back to the Beardsleys?
Hadn't thought of that. And see, look at all these ideas.
You're our 1 millionth Beardsley. No, just kidding. That's what it would be.
Though, that there is a movement afoot that we're another new initiative, and maybe this is news that I break it.
You heard it here first.
Right now, no one else knows, guys.
Wow.
Is that we're looking to start hosting probably once a decade, and I can't tell you exactly when this will start, maybe in the next 3 years sometimes, a Beardsley Worldwide Family Reunion in Elkhart, Indiana.
Wow.
I mean,
that's exciting.
If you've ever looked at the name Beardsley, it's kind of an unusual name. It's an English name, but there are Beardsleys that have made history all over. And Eleanor Beardsley is a very well-known radio correspondent on NPR, has been for a long time. But I mean, Aubrey Beardsley, and there's all kinds of Beardsleys scattered around the world. And so many of them do have connections and trace their roots to Elkhart. And so we're gonna look at doing that. Now, I'm sure the local hotels will like it.
Let's
book a lot of rooms.
That's really cool. And you heard it here first.
You heard
Breaking
it here
news.
first.
We don't break a lot of news. We fracture a lot of news. Don't break money. That's pretty cool. That's neat. The creativity that we're running out of time, but I think it's what is really cool about that, your organization, because that's really what you're an organization, is you've had to be creative, because it could get like, oh, we're a mansion. Once you've seen it, see you later. We see people once a decade,
Yeah.
To keep that going, it takes creativity and drive and a community that backs you up on it, because if you didn't, then it really wouldn't work at all. And so you it sounds like your support system is very, very strong. When we come back, I'd like to talk about that, and probably not just the Elkhart community either. Sure. But we'll be right back. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom open right now in Granger, right next to C. Kramer Interiors, and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com, and voted #1 floor to tap dance on.
Is that right?
I don't know if that's a fact, actually. That's just, it could be, though. I believe Dean could put together quite a tap floor.
Oh, I'm sure.
If he had to.
I'm sure.
And we have special guest, Bill Furstenberger, Executive Director of Ruthmere Arts and History Campus.
Part-time tap dancer.
And a soft shoe aficionado.
I was wondering, yeah.
Little soft shoe, little hard shoe. Both shoes, left and right.
Both shoes. Yeah.
You favor the left, though? Is it?
I just don't think this plays well on radio to talk about,
Oh, really? I'll be the judge of that, Bill. Wow. Put the word executive in front of director, and this is what you get.
Well, that's true. That's true. Went right to my head and away from my feet. But, yeah.
But we're talking about the campus that is Ruthmere. That it's you. Is it something that you're if you show up in the parking lot and you get ready for the tour, are you touring like 4 buildings when you're doing that?
Largely just 2, although Ruthmere Mansion does have the garage. It's a separate building too, and the gardens and grounds over there. But so it's mostly the 2 houses, and so but they're separated by
but one campus there, and then if you wanted to see Havilah Beardsley House, you'd
But like I said, we start at the Beardsley Discovery Center, which is adjacent to Havilah Beardsley House. So you start at the older structures in the campus, and then you follow the proper historical timeline.
The Discovery building was the old carriage house, correct?
Okay, now I know.
Yes.
Okay,
carriage house stables, right, was the original intention and purpose of that building, and then it went through
so you're already
whole
there.
Range of changes. Yeah, you're already there. So start with that tour, and now if somebody says, I'm only here to see Ruthmere Mansion, that's fine, but we still have you start your experience at the Discovery Center. You buy your tickets there, you watch the orientation program, and then if you have to skip Havilah Beardsley House because you don't have time,
but you shouldn't, because it's some of the best woodwork in the world.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You shouldn't, and also Joel's new porch.
Yes, I'm sleeping on it.
Yes.
Under it, but whatever.
Yeah. Did the historic restoration project of our porch last year, and so it
looks beautiful. I talked to the guy who did the spindles yesterday.
Oh, the railing and the post.
Yeah,
Marcus.
Well, I didn't talk. I talked to his dad.
Oh,
which is. I'm not saying it's better.
Small world.
It's just different.
Small world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That place, Turnings Plus, is the name of the place, and they do some remarkable work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're doing a 30-foot spindle on a church in New York. 30 feet. Now, obviously, it's not one piece of wood, but
Yeah.
you know, like,
nor turned on one lathe.
no, but it's pretty like we talk about Northern Indiana and how kind of special it is around here.
Yeah.
That there, he was like, there's like 3 places in the country that can accomplish that.
Right.
You know, that he knows of, and we just it's a proud area for a reason.
Makers, lots and lots of makers.
And I think that's because, you know, I want to get back to the community support, but that, you know, that feeling that's in the earth here is probably part of what drives the support that your organization gets, because there's pride in that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd say our supporters are driven by a sense of history and culture and what makes a place special, what makes a community special, right? And you can go all over the country and wonderful communities everywhere that you go, but they all have their own sense of identity and fingerprints, right? And so what is it that makes your community different and special in that identity? And that's where we think, you know, we kind of rise to the surface a little bit to be part of that strong identity. And definitely the Elkhart, you know, I'd say Elkhart County because, you know, we're not just Elkhart, the city only, right. But really our supporters, you know, base is all over. We have members all over the country. It's just that when they come to our site and they see what we do and how we execute it and how we perform it, I think that it's just something that people want to belong to and want to be part of supporting.
Do you also you go from youth to you
Sure.
run the gamut? You know,
yeah, cradle to grave, right?
They also run the Beardsley Cemetery.
What does it take to get buried around here? That's what I'm trying to find out,
That's
Bill.
actually not wrong. we have the Beardsley Memorial Fund is a separate organization or trust, I should say, Beardsley Memorial Trust, separate organization that's kind of tangentially connected to Ruthmere Foundation. And yeah, we operate 2 cemetery sites in Elkhart.
So there, Joel.
I was just
put that in your pipe and smoke. That's
right. Yeah, and we just finished doing some restoration work on the Beardsley Mausoleum in. The name just went out of my head. The cemetery on Middlebury Street.
I'm not up on my Elkhart.
That's okay.
Cemetery.
I'll think of it in a second. Yeah,
but
it's the socks aren't tight enough to.
And that's the waiters.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the projects that's probably not forefront in it's not, but it's something that you still do, and somebody has to manage, and it has to be.
Yeah, we just have to make sure that the Beardsley family graves that are in those 2 cemeteries are well maintained, looked after,
right?
Not that they stay in good shape. But then we do get a little creative programmatically. We do cemetery walk tours, not necessarily every year, but at least every other year. And
Halloween?
It's in October. We know when you market these things.
This is the Ruthmere Pumpkin Patch. But that's how many fingers are out there.
Yeah.
That just happen because you guys are creative. When I say programs, though, do you get into schools and
Sure.
teaching and
Absolutely. So we have in a school program suite. We have the Lincoln Penny Story Hour, which is a program that starts in first and second grade level. Our kind of general meat of our student programs is our field trips that come to our sites. Mm-hmm. That's usually 3rd through 5th graders. We do have another program that's student-led open houses at Havilah Beardsley House. That's for junior high and high school kids. They can actually use that as a fundraiser. They can give a tour of the house themselves.
Wow.
Charge their own tickets, get their own, do their own press release, get people to come to their event. They keep the proceeds. All we want is everybody who comes walks away with a Ruth Mere Campus brochure so they know more about what we're about, and the kids can keep the money.
It's brilliant. Because there's some honor society things. And there's programs in high schools that your child's required to have some sort of fundraising or community support. That's excellent. That's pretty neat.
So everything, and I kind of glossed over the Lincoln Penny Story Hour, but that's a relatively new program we started 2 years ago, where we have readers from the community that read a story that's meaningful to them, either their heritage, their careers, whatever it might be, to school groups, and then there's a little Q&A that goes along with that. This is first and second graders. You don't want to get too heavy about things, but it's so authentic of an experience, and it's called Lincoln Penny because we give away these little Lincoln Penny souvenirs to everybody that participates in the program, because this is a diversity and inclusion style a program series where we reach out to all segments of the Elkhart community and broader community for readers, so that everybody can learn more about everybody's backgrounds. And Abraham Lincoln kind of known for that as a symbol.
He's the
face of that. And the penny, when you think of it, is an enduring symbol of diversity in that it exists in a range of colors and conditions, and it's always worth the same value, 1 cent, just like we're all the same value.
Well, that's excellent. We come back. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of the architecture and the stuff that is going to light Chris's fire. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom open in Granger, right next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. Oh, and also Bill Furstenberger's here from Ruth Mere. Wait, I got to get it down because I'm just used to saying Ruth Mere here. So, Executive Director of Ruth Mere Arts and History Campus, which is kind of the new branding situation there.
That's right.
Because you're not just a building.
Not just a building. He's going to write the tagline.
Yeah.
Kind of famous around here for doing that stuff. But really, with the programs and the stuff that's going on, we've kind of glossed over some of the stuff that we think is sexy about the place.
The buildings.
The buildings.
Yeah.
And I'm way more, my memory serves me better from being in Havilah Beardsley House a lot more, right, than the mansion. But
I get that. I mean, of the two houses, I always, when I'm walking through Havilah Beardsley House, I'm like, oh, there's just so much cool stuff here, and it feels very homey. Like I could live here. I could make this work.
Seriously, it's a house. It's habitable. Like,
yes. Whereas Ruth Mere is so like over the top. I just like, I'd be scared to just try to sit down and get comfortable and with a coffee, and just whatever, to watch TV. No, that's
you'd
not
have
going
to cover all the furniture with plastic.
Yeah. So, but that's just because of that's the level that it was built at and the degree of craftsmanship, and not to put down Havilah Beardsley House, but Havilah Beardsley House is just much more approachable, I think, for most people. Yeah.
Let's start with you had mentioned the style of home that it is when we first started.
For which Havilah Beardsley House, I would call a modified Italianate, meaning that it started out life earlier as what we would refer to as a federal style building, and then as time progressed and wanting to keep up with the Joneses, the Beardsleys made some modifications and gave it some window dressing and some features that are classical Italian style architecture. Long windows, exposed bracketry, decorative bracketry on the overhangs, and a few other things that are definitely not federal style anymore.
And that mix is kind of interesting. We talk about that a lot in here, like what you do to your home as you live in your home.
Right.
I mean, that's fair. And was the porch always there?
No. The porch was not always there. When it was a federal style home, absolutely not. The idea in that era was we conquer nature. We're not trying to embrace it.
Right.
And so the addition of the first porch, the first era of the porch, happened when it became a modified Italianate. And then there was another version of the porch, a neoclassical style. And so how deep do you want to go into architectural styles here, guys? I mean, this house, it did change radically over time. And you have to come and see it because it is just a wonderful case study in that. Versus Ruthmere, that has been plopped down in 1910 as a Beaux-Arts mansion, one vision, one idea of what this was going to be, and never changed.
What makes it a Beaux-Arts mansion?
Oh, so that's a fancy French word that just means beautiful art. And there was a school of Beaux-Arts design centered in Paris. And so Émile Turnock, the architect of Ruthmere, studied that design school and was skilled and adept at executing a Beaux-Arts style. It's not what he's really known for most of his buildings. So Ruthmere stands apart in that way.
So we're talking to Bill Furstenberger, Executive Director of Ruthmere Arts and History Campus. I've been doing a terrible job of reintroducing you midway through, but it's kind of interesting conversation. We don't want to. I hate breaking it up, but the Beaux-Arts mansion.
Yes.
There's how many could there be even in Indiana?
Oh yeah, no.
There can't be too many.
No, and not in the country. I mean, yeah. So it's definitely that's why we have members and supporters from all over, because we get people who are deep into like National Trust historic sites and places that I want to go visit that place because I want to see the best examples of all these different architectural styles, and we're on that list.
Wow, that's neat. The when you go in, is the furniture the same, or have you picked
much
up
as possible? Much as possible. It has gone not through that many different hands. Only 3 different families owned Ruthmere, and so as we still continue to reacquire and get some original pieces back from Albert and Elizabeth. And whenever we can, we always put in original furnishings. But it's about probably close to 75% original and 25%.
That's pretty amazing. That's like a testament to the way furniture was built, right, Chris? Like, you don't just keep furniture for 100 years.
Well, how do you track that down, the stuff that was missing?
We have... one of the really interesting things is that when this house was built, there was so much interest around it in 1910 that the Beardsleys hired a professional photographer to go through and photographically document and produce it as like a little souvenir book that they would hand out to people at their parties.
Oh, neat.
And so, at least 2 or 3 times a year, somebody knocks on our door or calls me up and says, I've got this booklet that you're just going to blow your mind over, and it's like, Yeah, we've got about 60 of those in the archives, the originals. We've been reproducing them as a museum since 1973. So there's a lot of it floating out there. But somebody will have an original one, and they can tell that this is really old, and they think they're handing us the Holy Grail. And
do you let them down easy?
I try.
I try. I have a cemetery you'd be interested in looking at now. But is the Havilah Beardsley House same situation?
No. So Havilah Beardsley House, as far as like rebuilding that, again, we would prioritize if furniture pieces came back and we had a documented history, but the percentage is nowhere near as high. What we have done to try to fill in the gaps, though, is that in order to make it look like a proper house, you have certain types of pieces that you're looking to fill in different rooms, and we reach out to the community and let them know these pieces are maybe from early Elkhart families, but they're not necessarily, from the Beardsleys. And so we just do the best that we can. We're always looking to, quote unquote, upgrade the Havilah Beardsley House collections whenever it's feasible and meaningful to do so.
It's a pretty decent collection of furniture, wouldn't you think, Chris? Like in Beardsley's, have you been in Havilah Beardsley? You haven't been. You've been to the.
I've been to Ruthmere.
Ruthmere, not Havilah Beardsley.
Yes. Is that recently open to the public, or is that always
Havilah Beardsley House?
Yes.
2015.
Okay.
So really not. I mean, yes, it's recent.
10 to 11 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What strikes me about the Havilah Beardsley House first, though, is all the woodwork. Mm-hmm. That's just magnificent.
I was just looking online at some of the interior photos. So yes, it's stunning.
And that's the 1874 renovation work that you're seeing there. That's the fancy woodwork and the cut glass panels and things like that. That happened in 1874. Major remaking. That's when it turned into the Italianate. Okay, it was a federal style before that, and the newspaper reported at the time that the Beardsley family was spending close to $4,000 on upgrading the old mansion. $4,000 in 1874. Why wouldn't you just tear the whole thing down and start over? They didn't, though. They did these crazy upgrades, tore out all the non-supporting walls, raised the ceilings 2.5 feet to make the rooms grander, put in all kinds of plaster medallions, did lengthened the windows.
So that's probably when they arched them as well.
Yes, when they arched and lengthened the windows.
You think they were out there complaining like this door is 30 cents?
I wonder what $4,000 equates to today.
Yeah. No, it's.
I mean, 400,000
probably.
More than that.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Thank goodness they didn't tear it down and start it all over.
It's a miracle,
right?
That they didn't.
Agreed.
When we come back, we are out of time for this segment. When we come back, let's dive some more into the architecture and talk about where some of this money comes from to make this great organization tick. We'll be right back. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. You're listening to the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and it's that simple. And you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops. Their showrooms in Granger, right next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. If you have a problem with your floor, they're miracle workers with it. So, I mean, even if you need a new one, that's easy. But their restoration, because we're here with the Bill Furstenberger from. He's the executive director of Ruthmere Arts and History Campus. If you haven't been on that tour, you really owe it to yourself. If you're listening to this program, you probably would be interested in what's going on inside there. It's fantastic. And we deal with restoration all the time on this show, and you guys you're down the road from restoration. I mean, pretty much restored.
Oh, well,
You
yes.
probably don't do any work there anymore. I was kidding.
Yeah.
I bet there's all kinds of stuff that happens
There
all the
is.
time.
There's a whole maintenance schedule and staying on top of everything. And then there are the things that pop up that are unexpected. And so,
Well, that's
and
my-
I'm familiar with all of them.
My interesting segue into look, it takes money to keep it going. And so, what are some of the fun things that people get involved with that help generate funds?
Sure.
And it's fun for them to be at.
Absolutely. So we decided intentionally in 2026 to go away from, say, that traditional gala fundraiser event that a lot of cultural nonprofits and ourselves have done in the past. And instead, we've broken it up into 3 that we call the Ruth Muir Signature Series. The first one in the series is Derby Day on May 2nd. And then we're going to have the Elkhart Summer Celebration Cookout on August 15th, and we'll wrap it up on December 4th with Ruth Muir Night at Holiday Lights at the Wellfield Botanic Gardens. But for Derby Day, May 2nd, coming right up here, this is the second time that we've done Derby Day. We have a very approachable ticket price for this. It's $85 for members, $100 for non-members. There are VIP packages if you want to be a big shot and reserve your own table like Joel and Chris do here. And then if you're a VIP, there's the after party at the High Note bar at Hotel Elkhart in the evening after the race. But anyway, no, we have lots of fun there. Obviously, mint juleps are flowing. We have bourbon tasting. Ooh, we have a rare bourbon auction.
Ooh, wow.
So if you are
Bourbonite?
Bourbonite, yeah, aficionado. Let's just say Van Winkle is involved.
Wow.
That's a name that will perk some ears in the bourbon community. So, yep. And you can actually participate in that auction online right now. You don't even have to come to Derby Day. You could just go to ruthmuir.org and be in the bourbon auction if you want. But it's a lot more fun to be at Derby Day. We watch races all day long. We have a monster message board, 3-sided video screen unit there.
I love Monster Message.
Oh, yeah?
That's a great truck.
We do Twin Spires, online legal betting in Indiana. Okay, if you want.
Wow, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So,
hey, you're speaking my language now.
The one day a year that smoking is allowed on Ruth Muir campus, the piazza is the official smoker's porch, cigar porch.
Wow.
What else? Oh, my goodness. We have a band, Thirsty Thelma and the Half Pints, will be entertaining us all afternoon.
It's not a jug band, is it?
No. They're a lot of fun. Thelma, her real name's not Thelma, but that's her band name. I grew up with this young lady across the street from me in little old Jimtown. And hi, Laura. Good to see you. Anyway, and maybe the best part, my favorite, is that we have Sarge the horse from RC Egan Studios up in Michigan. They bring down Sarge, and we do photo ops. A very docile, beautiful animal, and he's part of the festivities too.
And you wrap them in roses or something like that?
Yeah,
and
there's a
derby
rose
picture.
There's a rose horseshoe that
sweet.
stand, and then he has a garland of roses too that people get their picture. There's a fashion show contest, and all kinds of stuff. We do it all.
That sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
And this is all packed into 4:30 to 7:30.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Holy cow.
So yeah,
You can't go just 1 year.
No.
No.
You pack all this in, and then, like I said, if you're a big shot VIP like Joel and Chris, then after the race runs, then we take the party to Hotel Elkhart.
I just want to let you know that they're so successful. They actually water their lawn with Van Winkle bourbon.
Yeah,
that's what they used to.
Yep.
It's in their sprinkling system.
Keeps the grubs away.
Yeah.
So, where do people go to get the tickets?
ruthmere.org.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah, just go to our website, ruthmere.org, and big giant thing there on our splash page gets you started down the road, and you can see what options you have.
No, so I would be there, but I'm gone that weekend.
Oh,
which is very disappointing.
Well, the good news is we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So you'll have to plan for the future. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Derby always lands the same time as something that every year.
This is a recurring excuse then you're setting up?
Well, it's because my son.
He has 52 of them.
It's because of my son. It's because my sons wrestle.
Oh, I get it.
And every year the tournament's the same weekend as which is.
Maybe Chris and I'll Uber there.
Yeah.
That's
okay, Joel. We have other events for you.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some of those.
Yeah. So so we're talking with Bill Furstenberger, Executive Director of Ruthmere Arts and History Campus, and where the place. Look, there's a difference between needing money and just required to have a budget fulfilled, and I think you guys are the latter. You're not a needy organization.
That's correct. Right? I don't want to portray that there are a lot of organizations out there that have incredible missions that live basically hand to mouth, and I don't want to get in the way of those support services. However, so we have a very solid foundation, financial foundation underneath us. We're going to be here. We're going to be around. But if you want to be engaged with something that's kind of cutting edge, doing some really cool stuff, and you want to have your name on that and be part of that, we have sponsorship opportunities. We have all kinds of different opportunities. But, it's really about, do we fill the void or the need of what makes your life more interesting, and are you trying out some of the programs that we do, or coming to some of the concerts that we offer because you desperately want to, because that's just so much fun. I want to go there and I want to be part of it. That's the need that we hopefully fill.
Yeah, I think that's a great mission for somebody, because
the mission of fun.
Yeah. Because how are you going to collect history lovers if it's not fun?
Exactly.
Because you'll only get the cult portion, which I mean that in the best possible way, right? To expand that, you need to create something that is pleasurable for most people, and make it an easy decision to go be involved with it. And History Campus, thank you so much for being here. That's all our time. Thanks for listening. This has been Measure Twice.
Podcasts by Federated Media.